Okay, this has got to hit. What I'm going to do here is show you what I used, my rig, for catching that big fish. Actually, two fish that I caught. I caught a 6-pounder and I caught a 7-pounder a couple of days ago. So let me just show you a little bit with the setup here. So if you could see here, so when a fish, what I like to leave is my drag open. That's very important. So when the fish grabs your bait, when the fish grabs the bait and he starts to run with it, check that out. He doesn't feel it because the barrel weight stays there. So that gives you time when you see your gotta hit. By the way, this is a gotta hit here. This is what I call gotta hit. So this goes on your line. Once you see that the gotta hit go up like that, that gives you enough time to run to your pole, walk to your pole, casually take it off, and hook your fish. So there it is right there. That's what's so good about this here. Look at that. He doesn't feel it. You see it. It gives you time to go there, tying up your drag, tying up your line a little bit. Once you see it, you either see your line moving or you feel it, give it a hook. Hook that fish in. Those are the tips I wanted to tell you and just share with you what I use to catch these big fish that have been pretty successful. And also I had problems with my camera, man. I ran out of video. So I asked my friend Sang Dang, which is the nicest fisherman out there so he hooked me up with this. He told me, Javi, get this. So anyways, this gives me more video time. And hopefully, next big fish I catch, I'll catch it on video. I'm going to show you how I set up my line. First, I start off with the barrel weight. It's right here. This is a barrel weight. They call it an egg weight. Also, I call it a barrel weight. So I start off with this one. They have different sizes. They have this size. They have a larger one. And they have a smaller one. I actually use a smaller one. Here's the package that it came in. This is a smaller one here that I have that I'm using. So I also want to talk about something that's really cool. When I do bass fishing, I use this. It's called a Carolina keeper. I call it stopper. Because what it does, it stops the weight here, the barrel weight, here on the line, from coming down to your hook, to your treble hook, if that's what you use, or your regular hook. So it allows you to give you the distance you want for your line, your leader line. So I usually go 18 inches when I'm fishing for trout. What's neat about this here, it eliminates the swivel. So for example, if the fish, you got to find the fish first of all when you're trout fishing. So I'll go the 18 inches. If I'm not getting a bite or anything, then I might shorten it up to 12 inches and so forth, or even longer. And it just allows you to move that back and forth. Now, when you use the Carolina Keeper, this one here, if you use a heavy barrel weight, egg weight, I normally put 2 of these together. Because if you use a heavy weight, it has a tendency of sliding down. So that's a tip there. Okay, so what else? Okay, the way you put it on, you get some pliers. You get the pliers right here. And you squeeze it, and you could see the hole there. Does everybody see that hole? So you see the hole, and you put your, first you put your egg weight. First you put your egg weight in your line, and then you put your Carolina Keeper in, and that's going to allow you to adjust it any way you want to. So I'm going to show you how I set up my power bait. This is the way I put it on the line. So I'm gonna use some power bait that I have here that I haven't been successful on catching anything with. So I roll it up with my hands. If you guys can see that, hopefully you can. And then I put my line through it like that. And then I close it in like that. And I don't keep it round. I don't keep it round. So I do that like that. Okay, that's the way I keep it. Like that. Now also what I do, I dip it in the water before I cast it out. You want to make sure that it's going to float when you do it. Okay, so that's it for that right there. The other things I wanted to talk about, let's see here. Also, when I do just the regular J hook, I like to use, where's it at? I said everything here. Well, let me start off with, you know what, the most success I've been having is with this right here. I've been calling it green garlic scent bait, but it's actually called chunky chartreuse.
Chartreuse.
I'm going to show you right there. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but there it is right there. Hopefully you can see that. And I set it up the way I showed you there. So the other thing is that I had everything here so I could just explain it to you guys. Okay, this hook here. I'm not sure if this is an octopus hook or a mosquito hook. And the reason that I have it red is that, you know, I'm over 50 and it's really hard now seeing the line even when I have my glasses on. So I use this color here. It just makes it a lot easier to put on. I'm also going to show you how I put my night crawler on. You know, so I cut a half a night crawler. Okay, let's say this is the night crawler here. I'm going to show you. So I'm going to give you an example. So let's say this is the night crawler here. So I cut it in half first of all because they're pretty long. And then I stick my hook in. And then I'll poke it out. And I'll make sure that hook is exposed. But the other trick that I have, that I caught my 6.5 pounder. Now the 6.5 pounder that I caught, I used a night crawler and I used a marshmallow. And I cut the marshmallow in half because it's too much. It's too much. I don't want to cover the whole hook. So I blow up my worm, and you could get this at Turner's, Big Five, so it's called blowworm. Let me take the top off here. So if this was my night crawler, I put my night crawler on, stick it in like that, and then squeeze it, of course, and get that air in there. But not only that, and then I put my marshmallow at the end of it. What I like to do, I like to leave that tip exposed on it. The tip exposed on it. And then after I do that, I put some trout dip in there. Garlic scent. So I'll stick that in there and I'll throw it out. So that's how I caught the 7-pounder that I caught the other day. This was the rig that I used right here. That I just showed you, the first one with the treble hook, and I caught it on the chunky chartreuse. This one here, the green garlic with the green garlic scent. Now my buddy Darren, he caught a 6.6 and a 6.4 back to back, and he used the corn yellow. This hasn't worked for me yet, but it worked for him a couple of weeks ago, right here. So these are the two colors that are really successful right now. Okay, got a hit again. Okay, I want to talk about fish etiquette. You know, when I caught that 7-pounder, there was this fisherman next to me, and I didn't even ask him. He came out, he had a long pole with the net on it, and he helped me get the fish, net it. And I appreciate that from him. I want to thank him. If he ever watches this video, thank you. I didn't catch his name. I'll try to talk to him and thank him and everything. He didn't speak much English, and I just want to thank him. I also met this kid called Eric, and he was very helpful. He came out and took photos with my camera, and I ended up giving him the 7-pound fish. And I asked him, "Hey Eric, man, do you know how to cook it?" He goes, "No, but my grandmother does." So a shout out to Eric. Eric, let me know how the fish came out. The reason I gave it to Eric is that he became a subscriber just when I met him, when he walked in, before I even caught the 7-pounder, and I told him about my channel. So I appreciate that, Eric. And tell your friends about it, man. I appreciate that very much. The other thing I want to talk about is, like, I would say 98% of fishermen are very courteous, very nice. They'll share with you, give you their tips, and let you know what they were using when they caught fish and everything. But you get the 2% that, you know, they come right next to you when you're fishing, and there's plenty of room. You know, my thing is, if there's room, be courteous. Give the guy some room. Don't crowd into, like, don't go right next to him, man, and throw your line over his, and it takes an hour to untangle it, and you're losing fishing time. Be courteous to one another. All of us, man. Let's help each other. Let's help each other. I know I do it all the time. If I see like a month ago, this gentleman caught a fish, and he was by himself, so I went right over and helped him. Sometimes I have my water boots on, so I was able to get in the water. When I caught the 6.5-pounder, this guy was helping me, and this other young kid came. He had boots on. He went in the water and got it. You know, so let's be courteous to each other. Let's have fishing etiquette. And this has got to hit out. Hope that one came out good, brother. The other thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about the people that helped me. You know, when I caught that big fish, I was by myself, and this guy fishing next to me had a really long net, and he came over and helped me net the fish, and I appreciate that. And then I also met a young kid. His name was Eric. He took the pictures and everything else, so I appreciate that. So let's have fish etiquette. Let's be courteous to other fishermen when we're out there fishing. Let's be helpful. Let's not, you know, squeeze in right next to a person. You know, give him his space, especially when there's room. You know, if there's room, give the guy the space. Don't crowd him up and throw your line over his line. Let's do it. Let's have fish etiquette. Okay? So this has got a hit. I'm out. Thanks for watching.